Hey, what's happening, guys? We want to do a little sports betting talk. Sometimes we do pick of the day. Sometimes we talk through it a little bit more. We got a few extra minutes today, so we're going to talk through it. A lot of games on the docket, a lot of news coming out. So you're always hesitant to place bets early in the day with the way the NBA works, right?
For sure. A lot of luck plays into it with knowing guys are in or out, not knowing, excuse me. Definitely a night where you're going to have to deal with that for sure. Almost feels preseason ish.
Yeah, no kidding, guys. So we partner with the people at jazzsports.ag. You use our promo code, which is pretty simple to do. Go into the join area, go to the sign up spot, do all the necessary things, and then use the promo code, which is plain and simple, 5-pack like this. If you make a first time deposit, please let me know. I don't have any way to know it's you unless you tell me, and I will get you a free 5-pack membership. Depending on the size of the deposit, depends how long the membership is. Plain and simple right there, guys. Easy payouts, same day payouts, been in business for over 20 years. I've had zero issues with them so far, and I've been getting into this way more than I anticipated.
Yeah, let's get it, man. I'm excited to break this slate down with you.
Me as well, sir. Me to you. All right. So I got my bets in already on the game that I liked more earlier in the day, or that I liked more when the line was bigger. First off, we'll start right here, though. Hawks and Magic. Anything in this game tickle your fancy one way or the other? I struggle to bet for or against the Hawks these days. Quite simply, I just never know what I'm going to get out of them on a daily basis. So they're not a team I feel comfortable with.
Yeah, as a road favorite, especially, no thanks. Not really interested in them and never really interested in playing Orlando anymore.
Yeah, I can get on board with that. Next up, I got the Cavaliers earlier in the day at +6.5. Obviously, I like that more than I like +5. This one comes down to me. I'm not sure people really know who the Pacers are right now. They are 4-11 over their last 15 games. Since Victor Oladipo left town, they have struggled all over the place. Me and you kind of talked about this in the beginning of the year. We didn't know why they made the coaching change that they made. It made no sense to me. I have less and less respect for the Pacers by the day. They're possibly missing Doug McDermott tonight on top of a couple other guys. So I like the Cavaliers to cover here.
Yeah, I get that, man. Obviously, with Sabonis now questionable, that line's already dipped to 5, kind of in that medium range. So if Sabonis plays, it'll go back up to like 6. If he doesn't play, you'll probably see it down to like 4. So obviously, like that play you made 6.5 earlier in the day. I think Cleveland's live to win this game with how these teams are playing. I'm not as confident in you are as you are. There's another game I like a little bit more, but I got no arguments. I certainly don't like Indiana here. That's for damn sure.
Yeah, shout out to your boy Colin Sexton the other day. We talked about the Cavaliers taking on the Houston Rockets, and Sexton made my life a lot easier watching that game. He was fantastic. Um, Here's a question for you. I think if you ask your common person, like if you're trying to break these teams down, they would tell you that Malcolm Brogdon is the better player between him and Colin Sexton. I'm not so sure about that.
Okay, I never thought I'd hear you say that, but I'll take it, no doubt.
So, I mean, I do like some of the young pieces. I think Jared Allen's a difference maker for you guys. And I like what I've seen out of Cleveland over this last little run. I was specifically, like, beating the Rockets is no big deal. I was really impressed with them when they beat the 76ers, though.
For sure. I love the cut of Sexton's jib. I'll counter your, Mount Brogdon point with, I think that Sexton's the better scorer, but I do think Brogdon's the better point guard.
Yeah, I can get on board with that. I know Brogdon is a solid defender to boot. I haven't watched very closely on Collins' defense to know how I would grade him there.
Yeah, the thing about Sexton that if you would love watching him, a ton is that there's a few players that play harder.
Yeah, and I like his confidence. He plays like he thinks he's the best player on the court, even if he isn't. I like guys that play like that.
For sure.
All right, 76ers +3.5 against the Utah Jazz. The Jazz are also another team coming back down to earth. What are your thoughts on this one? Anything?
Yeah, this is probably my favorite game of the night if I had to choose. I like Philly quite a bit here. We know they're better at home. I mean, I like Philly quite a bit. I think that they're going to win this game, so I like the points. I'll take the money line. It's a big game for Philly. Utah is still obviously very good, but has come back down to earth a little bit, like you mentioned. Their balloon has been busted a little bit, has been popped, if you will, a little bit. These teams played a real close first half last game with Embiid out, with Embiid in this time in a statement game before the break. Man, I like Philly quite a bit. The more I talk about it, the more I like Philly.
Yeah, Utah lost to the Pelicans the other day. I mean, they beat the Magic by 15, but it was not an easy 15. They lost to the Heat. They beat up on a decimated Lakers team. Again, they've come back to earth. You said it. Their bubble's been burst a little bit, and that allure of invincibility. In a lot of ways, it reminds me like when Tiger Woods, started losing a little bit, and all of a sudden people weren't scared of him anymore.
I mean, I think Philly's a better team. Like honestly, at the
agreed.
So like, I now think the market's like overreacted to Utah. Although I will say, no Tobias Harris hurts them here. I mean,
is he officially out?
No, I was just assuming he's been out.
Yeah, I know he's listed as questionable today, so that could have some influence as well. But I'm with you. I was kind of starting to think as I looked at this one, you might like it. And I do think Philly wins this game as well. So I've already put my money down on Cleveland, but I think I will also get a secondary bet in on the 76ers right here.
Yeah, I'm a fan. I like it.
Okay, next up, we got Nets Rockets. So I fully expect the Nets to roll here, but not to the point that I feel comfortable because there is that small possibility. The Rockets are motivated tonight. Now, they're not good. I've called them the Baltimore Orioles of the NBA the last couple of days, and I do believe that. But I do not feel comfortable with the 10-point spread on the road.
Yeah, same. I mean, I want no part of Houston, but like I said, at some point they're going to play well. I mean, it could be tonight. They probably still won't win this game, but too many points, especially for a road favorite. No thanks for me.
Agreed. And also a team that they're going to play hard. I just don't think they're good enough to do anything about a much better Nets team. But you're going to get a good effort out of them.
No doubt.
All right. Bulls plus 5.5 against the Pelicans. I have nothing in this game I like. I don't like it.
Kind of like I don't love it. I guess I kind of like the Bulls, although New Orleans playing well right now. I don't like it either.
Yeah, this is not for me. Nothing here. All right. Hornets against the Timberwolves. Timberwolves plus 3. Nah. No thanks.
Yeah, I feel the same. I mean, I think you can make real good cases for both sides. Like, the Hornets are the better team, no doubt about it. Laying 3 on the road, like, I don't know. Charlotte's not a team I want to be laying points with on the road. I know I say that about pretty much everyone, but there really is no team I want to be laying points on the road with. But if it is, like, it's going to be a good team, not a team like Charlotte.
Yeah, if I were to bet the game, I'd bet the Hornets to cover the 3, but I don't want to. I don't like it enough to put my money on it.
For some reason, I feel like Minnesota wins this game. That's just a gut feel, and I don't want to, like, bet it. But, like, that's another reason why I don't want to bet Charlotte is because my gut is telling me Minnesota wins this game.
Yeah, so this is what you can do. There's a magic word called abstain.
Yeah, exactly. Sometimes they talked about this. Like, Charlotte had that huge comeback against Sacramento. That can take a lot out of you.
For sure. I mean, well, just playing that hard and then having to play again the next day, like, that was why we were a little bit nervous about that game, and there's no reason it couldn't carry over to tonight. All right, next up, we got the Thunder plus 4.5 against the Mavericks. We got Luka is doubtful in this one, which makes me a little intrigued in the Thunder right here, but not intrigued enough to put my money on it.
No, they definitely did not play well last time out against the Nuggets.
Nuggets offense got hot lately.
Yeah, it did. Nah, I don't really like this either.
If I were to bet it, I would bet the Thunder to win it, but I won't bet it. I'm curious to see how the Mavericks play without Luka, but it's a scrappy bunch. We've seen them play well without Luka at times, so it's an abstain spot.
For sure.
All right, Lakers against the Kings. Kings at home, minus 3.5. I guess if I were to bet anything, I'd bet the Kings to win, cover the 3.5 and that they win mightily, but don't like it enough to bet it.
Man, laying points with the Kings after what they did the last time out is, man, tough for me to do. That's for damn sure. I don't know. I still want to wait in this one. I might have strong feelings about the Kings, or I might have strong feelings about the Lakers, depending who's in or out.
Okay. Anybody specifically that kind of changes and moves the needle on that one for you?
Like, if Kuzma and all the Lakers are in and, like, Buddy Hield's out, I like the Lakers, depending on what the line does.
Okay.
But I'm not really, like, it's also, there's a better chance of me just not loving this game.
Yeah, that's fair. I'm on board with you. That's kind of where I am. If anything, I would almost guess on the Lakers not playing guys tonight, but I don't want to I don't feel good enough about that to actually put anything on it.
For sure. I'm with that.
All right, Warriors, Trailblazers, I have zero interest in this game. I expect it to be a good game. We talked about this game for a while, as you mentioned Lillard on the DFS stuff. I expect a good game here. I have no real strong feelings on who wins this one.
I kind of like Portland, but not enough to bet it because I do think it's just really close and it's like a 1 or 2 possession game. I like the home team in that situation, and it's Dame, but I'd rather use these guys for DFS and root for both of them.
Fair enough. And then we have a write-in game right here with the Pistons against the Raptors. I don't know what's up with Jeremy Grant. Have you seen any reports on him today?
I've not.
Okay.
I do kind of lean like all these questionable guys are not going to play because of the All-Star break.
That's kind of how I am too, especially if they don't play tomorrow.
Agreed.
And I do not know. Let me double check something right here. I don't have all the back-to-backs memorized at this point. Toronto plays tomorrow at Boston.
Detroit.
So, yeah, at New York. Any part of you think that Toronto overlooks this game, thinking about a much bigger competition with one of their rivals-ish tomorrow?
Yeah, potentially, but not enough where I want to like bet Detroit. I'll tell you that.
Okay. If I were to bet this game, it would be Detroit to win, but I probably won't do that. I think I'll stick to the Cavaliers, who I already have. And then as we started talking it over, I started to like Philly more and more. And I'm with you. I will also join you on the Philly train tonight.
For sure. One just kind of random thing I wanted to ask you, and I forgot to bring it up while we were talking about the games. For both Golden State and Portland plays tomorrow, I almost think like Dame and Steph might not play tomorrow. Like they might play big minutes tonight and might not tomorrow. What's your thought process there?
Does Dame ever sit? Not really.
True.
Also,
yeah.
Portland's in the middle of a dogfight out in the West, so they can't afford to give away games.
For me, it's more just like, I mean, these guys are both all-stars because it makes me like them more if I'm thinking they might sit tomorrow.
I would not play for them to sit tomorrow. You know, at 19 and 14 in the 6th spot right now, and Golden State 19 and 16 in the A spot. Steph and Lillard don't seem to sit too often. And let's see here. Portland hosts Sacramento tomorrow. Golden State's at Phoenix. I mean, I guess there's an outside possibility that Golden State plays everything for this one and just assumes they're going to lose tomorrow, but I don't think they are.
Yeah, probably not. I mean, the likelihood is that they don't sit, although it's more of a possibility tomorrow than it would be normally.
Sure, I could see that. They're both going to the. Yeah, I got you. I could see it, but I wouldn't.
That's
I
fair.
wouldn't factor it into my equation tonight for DFS.
That's why I wanted to ask you about it.
Okay. So that's us for the day, guys. I might take a look at some quarter bets early on. Let's see. Anybody here play last night? Yeah, I feel good about the Hawks playing well in the first against the Magic. But I've had the Magic in a few first quarters lately, and quite frankly, I've seen them play really well and really poorly in the first quarter.
No doubt about that. Not really a team I want to get behind at all. First quarter, first half, second quarter at all. DFS, except maybe a little Vooch, but now I'm kind of scared about Vooch after thinking about what they did to Bam last night. Obviously, I think that was more Bam than them, but I don't know.
I watched enough of that game to think I just think Miami just played a shit game. They were bad. They didn't seem interested. It was just bad.
I mean, sometimes that happens.
Well, you know how it is too when shots just aren't falling, and it just feels like there's nothing you can do, and that just starts snowballing on you because they couldn't make a shot last night to save their lives.
No doubt about it. Definitely, like you mentioned, the snowball is real.
I've seen that before. Anybody else play last night? Not really. So we'll stick to those bets.
The Lakers.
Yeah, but they're like a different team today.
Yeah. Man, I kind of like the Lakers. The more I think about it, and they're like a public team, obviously, but the Kings lost last time out was such a bad. I almost feel like either the Kings roll or they just get rolled. I'm worried about that.
Well, it's the other part of this is we don't know who's in, right? And if there's no Kuzma, no Gasol, and stuff like that, it's hard to get on board a Lakers team with just no talent.
Yeah, that's true. Extremely.
I like Horton Tucker, but he's not LeBron James.
No,
this team has been struggling with the Kings, so why do I feel like,
True.
And then, your other points of the Kings the other day, they're desperate for wins.
No doubt about that. So good points, well taken.
I'll probably just stay away from that game because I think I could go back and forth with this one on you for a while, and we can say good point, good point, good point. And that ultimately it just means, you know what? Screw it. I'm not going to touch it.
Agreed. I love that. That point is the best point.
That's one of the hard parts. We've mentioned this with DFS, and it's the not chasing the showdown slate at the end of the night because your guy got into foul trouble or your guy got hurt. Last night I was annoyed because most of my plays worked out, but once I wanted to get quickly in, like I ended up having to pivot to Bam because he just fit my last spot. And I thought he'd be safe for decent points, and God, he was so terrible.
Yeah, he was. He was so bad.
Anyways, guys, good luck tonight on everything you do, and we'll see you guys tomorrow.
Thanks, guys.